Hello everybody. I have a bit of a different video today. This is something that few of you may recognize, but I assure you, you'll all find it very fucking interesting. This is something that is not common at all. This is a PlayStation 2 Tool. It looks a lot like a normal PlayStation 2 from a distance, but when you zoom in, you realize how fucking massive this thing is. Like, I have big hands. This thing is fucking huge. A normal PlayStation 2 only comes up to about here, if that. This thing is huge and heavy as shit. And as you can see, in not too great condition. It's kind of falling apart, which is why I was able to actually afford it, because it's in really bad condition. Yeah, these things usually go for hundreds. I was lucky to get this for sub £100, which is not that common to get for less than that. But it was bought very much in a sort of, you know, untested, haven't turned it on, it's just here kind of state. I'll show you the parts on the back of this thing. If you don't know what a PlayStation 2 Tool is, and you haven't been able to figure it out by all this shit on the back, this was used by developers to make games on it for the PlayStation 2. And it is a PC, an old Linux PC, and a PlayStation 2 all in one, as you can see by all the parts on the back of it. It's literally just a PC. It's insane. I didn't even know this thing existed until a couple of days ago, when I actually found out on eBay and then did more research into it, and was very taken away by it, and was able to buy it, luckily, the same day, for, like I said, less than what they usually go for. I apologise for the fact that I'm recording this on a phone and it keeps going out of focus, but it's night time, and I just received this today, and I want to do a video on it before I actually start doing any work on it, because I am hoping to try to restore this in some way to a more working state. Because at the minute, it has a few problems, like I said. This bit's kind of coming apart, and this front bit's kind of coming apart, and none of the side panel screws are here anymore. They're gone. Fuck knows where. The guy I bought this from, or girl, I don't know, basically said they bought it, didn't say who from, but they bought it, and it pretty much just sat in their house as a nice ornament, just to look cool, and they never even tried to turn it on, apparently. I don't know if I believe that, but apparently they say they never turned it on, never tried to do anything with it, it just sat and looked cool. So I'm assuming it was the person before them, and or the original developer that was inside this thing originally, because it's missing a few things. And if I move it over on its side, this thing is fucking heavy. It has like no screws, so I can just lift this up and move it over there. And yes, yeah, like a PC side panel. Move this up and off and over there. And as you can see, first of all, it has no hard drives. There's no hard drives in this thing, which is handy, but also more handy, it's in pretty good condition on the inside, actually. I mean, there's nothing burnt out or extremely broken, but there's no RAM in it, so I can't even fucking turn it on. When I first got it, it didn't even power up. And I then looked inside and realised that this cable for the power supply to the actual board wasn't even plugged in. So that would have been why it wasn't turning on. And I plugged it in and it turns on. But of course it just goes, you know, beep, 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 because it's got no fucking RAM. And it's not exactly common RAM. It's, what's it, is it 2 sticks of 32 megabyte, like 72 pin ancient shit. I mean, I have ordered stuff, so hopefully that'll work. But yeah, I mean, this thing is just a PC on the inside. It is quite incredible looking at this. I mean, it looks like a big mess of shit, but I assure you, it does mean something. And it's a bit dusty, you might say. Probably not been cleaned out in well over a decade, I would assume. I don't know exactly how old this particular model is. I've not done that much research into it. All I know is that it's here and it doesn't turn on properly. I will be doing a full kind of dismantling and cleaning and, you know, fixing anything that's broken, hopefully. I'm not going to record that, because that's a bit much, but I will record this before and hopefully, when it's all up and working, do a kind of after video later on in this video. I'll just stitch the two together and do a nice before and after. And if anybody's wanting to see it turned on, in fact, can I even lift this thing over here without stopping the video? No. I'm going to stop the video and start it when I have it actually hooked up. So, here we go. It is plugged in and turned on. As you can see, there's lights on the inside in there. And if we hold down this handy little button here, yep, it is a noisy bastard indeed, and that's because it doesn't have any RAM in it. There is something actually very interesting I found out. Slightly help this open. There's a disc inside, and I'll turn you off. Shh. Be quiet now, please. Thank you. Yeah, there's a disc inside. There's a fucking disc inside. It's kind of verbatim. It looks very special here. DVD-R, and it has data on it. I apologise that the light of my camera is fucking this up. It has data on it, and I looked at the game that was on it. I don't know what the hell was it called, like Speedy Truck or something like that? A game that came out in like 2002. And apparently this disc was created in September 2008. So I don't know whether it's a build of the game, or whether this is something somebody's burnt onto here in an attempt to play it. I have no idea. But there is evidence of that game on here, through like intro video files and shit like that. So I'll do a bit more research onto that. But yeah, as you can see, I mean, that didn't even open up properly. I'm gonna need to sort that out, and the RAM issue, but I mean, apart from that, it's all working fine. All working completely fine. So, when I see you next, I will hopefully have it all working, all better, and we're gonna see if we can have some fun with it, booting it up and running some commands on it. So I'll see you in a minute. So, it's been a little bit over a week since I made that last video, and as you can see, it's looking a lot more in progress. Well, it's actually done. It's all fixed up and working fine. I fixed this bit, it doesn't move anymore. This bit's fixed. I fixed the side panels on, they actually have screws in them now. I've completely disassembled the entire thing, stripped it down to its absolute bare bones, everything, and cleaned it all out, put it all back together again, and I found some RAM for it, I got a hard drive for it, I got an image file for it online, and was able to copy it onto that, so I now have a thing to actually boot into, which is like Linux 5.2 or something like that. And it's a whole bunch of complicated shit that I had to do, but it's finally up and working. As you can see, all the cables and everything are in there. It's a bit of a mess at my desk, but I have it hooked up to the TV. So we're gonna, and yes, it is an HD TV, which doesn't look too great when PS2 games are played on it, but I don't have a CRT that works, so we'll just have to deal with it. So let's turn this thing on and actually play some games on it. Once again, I apologise for the fact that there's you know, a quite obvious light source here, but again, it's night time. I'm a fucking idiot. And hey, look, it's actually turning on. Here we have a whole bunch of BIOS. I mean, if I enter the BIOS, if I was able to get into it, yeah, look at this shit. Yeah, we're into it now. Look, it's literally PC stuff. Whole bunch of like shit here, BIOS features and everything. Yeah, it's quite involved. But let's exit without saving, because I don't want to change any of that shit. So it does a memory test first time it kind of turns on. And, oh, fuck you, camera! Fuck you, camera! There we go. Thank you, finally. Oh, I hate doing this. Right, so it's checking the hard drive. See, it found the ST3400810A, which is the model number of the 40GB IDE hard drive. Yeah. Playing with power now. Lilo boot. So as you can see, it boots through a whole bunch of stuff, and it'll get to a certain point and it'll hang for a couple of minutes, and I'm quite honestly just going to skip over that because, yeah, it hangs on using DHCP for, I'm assuming Ethernet 0 or ETH 0 or something. And as you can hear, this thing is a noisy son of a bitch. I know I've already said it, but holy fuck, it's so noisy compared to like my normal PC down here. So yeah, it's going to sit there for a while, so I'm just going to cut. Okay, here we go. Now we have to log in. Log in, you say? What the fuck? Yep, you have to be able to log into this thing. The default login, or the actual login, is just root. Root. And as you can see here, it comes up and says Tool PS2, so you can know that it's working. This does not show up well on the camera, unfortunately. So yeah, the login is root, and the password you have to reset it yourself by like hitting tab when it's booting up to interrupt the startup and change it through that. But I changed it to just the model number of the machine, which is DTL-T10,000, which should work here. Here we go! So if you ever come over to my house, you can steal my login information for this thing. It doesn't matter. Right, so here we have this. Oh, camera, don't make me fucking throw you out. If you can even read it. Here we go. Yeah. Root at devtool/root. Fucking close bracket hash. So you have to know what to do. Luckily, over on Assembler Games, there's somebody that's just literally posted what you have to do. So we have to type in cd /USR/local/SCE/bin, and then hit enter. Now it's in the bin. And forward DCSEDB space -R, and now it's resetting it, and the TV has turned off but will come back on shortly. Now it's changed to this, and then we type reset space 2 space 100, and now it'll sit there for a couple of seconds, and the TV should be in the middle of actually booting up the game. And what's in that system is actually still the disk I found in there for Super Trucks, or whatever the hell it was called. Not Speedy Trucks, by the way. I'm a fucking idiot. So as you can see, it's changed into a whole bunch of stuff here. It's loading everything. All the files it's loading. Yep, and here we go. Here's the game. It's actually loading up the game. No memory card inserted, even though there is literally a memory card inside it. So if we start up here, Super Trucks Racing! The game actually works, surprisingly. So you can see we have the analog sticks won't work, of course, PS2. But we have the whole menu screen here, and it actually boots up and works. As you can see, you can go through whatever truck you want. Let's go for the red one. Automatic, yeah, race, sure. Okay, practice. But there's one thing I've noticed that's fucked up with this game. It might just be the fact that it's a copy of the game, but, well, you'll hear it in a second, when the game actually starts up. Yeah. You hear that? That is what is supposed to be the music. The music is completely fucked up and does not work at all. Listen to it. It must just be the files that are fucked up or something, so... Yeah, we have to, yeah, turn that down. There we go. Okay. Got to continue. And yeah, I'm having to play this with one hand, but as you can see, like, it works! I'm playing a game here. So, I mean... this must just have been a copy of the game that somebody burned. Who owned this previously? I don't know why the hell he was so hell-bent on having super trucks racing, but here we go. It's a kind of just... Well, it's a game where you race fucking trucks. I mean, what else can I say about it? So as you can see, this works. So, I mean, we have a few other games we can try on this, just, you know, to test it out. So let's test them out now. So as you can see, we're loading up another game, this time an actual retail disc, not this phony, like, copied piece of shit that I'm trying to pick up with my fucking hand, but I can't because the desk is so shit, fuck you. Right. Yeah, this stupid burned crap, super trucks, whatever, racing, go away, set that back there. Yeah, we're loading up Resident Evil 4, my favourite game of all time, probably, I would say. So we're going to set this up here so that I can play it with both of my hands. Okay, that's set up. So, let's actually go into it here. English. Yes, please. NTSC, yes, 60 Hz. I never used to know what that meant. 50 Hz and 60 Hz. Because when you're like 10 playing this game, which, you know, officially you shouldn't do that. Yeah, for some reason this thing seems unable to read the memory card I have in it. I don't know why. But yeah, how the hell are you supposed to know what 50 Hz and 60 Hz is? So let's turn this up a little bit. Soundbar, you down there? There we go. Just so it picks up well. Let's get through this. Here we go. Go for normal. Yeah, so this thing seems to work fine, playing discs. Well, you know the problem I showed earlier on in the video, where the disk drive wasn't opening right? It would get stuck coming out. I've still not fixed that. I attempted to. Believe me, I tried, but I just think the disk drive's faulty. And I've tried cleaning it out, I've not tried replacing parts. I could do that, but a lot of work. So here we have Resident Evil 4. The screen resolution's a bit fucked up, as it is, not surprisingly, with a PS2 game. In fact, I think that may just be my TV once again. Well, I suppose that works. I mean, it looks like absolute dog shit, but... yeah, so, I mean, here's Resident Evil 4. I don't really know what else to say, so... it seems to be working just fine. So I guess if anybody has any questions about this, or has one themselves or anything like that, I mean, feel free to post in the comments, I suppose. I mean, why am I saying this video is going to get any views? It probably isn't. But I mean, it was just an interesting thing I found online, and it's a very cool piece of history, if that... Oh, and that's one thing I forgot. I contacted the person on eBay that I bought this from, asking them, you know, did they happen to know any history about it, you know, where it came from, if the person they bought it from happened to know anything, and they basically replied back saying, nope, no history, bought it from a guy at a house clearance, that was it. So, I am unable to find any more information. It's very much a kind of, no, stop asking me kind of thing, but yeah, I suppose that's that. PlayStation Tool off of eBay. So, I would call that a success. I don't know about anybody else, but I would call that a success. So, yeah, like, favourite, subscribe the video, lads, really appreciate it, yeah. No, yeah, I'd say that's the end of it. I'm really bad at ending videos. So until next time, that's loud. I'll see you around, I guess.